Hello and welcome to a look at Joe Blade 2 for the Commodore 64, a game that was released by Players, which was a budget title publisher. First and foremost, since it's called Joe Blade 2, you would assume that there is a Joe Blade, which there is, but I found it far too convoluted to cover, so I decided to go for Joe Blade 2. When it comes to our comparisons between the first and the second game, the only thing they have in common is the title and the main character, sort of. But anyway, the plot of this game, which is being described by the game itself, is that the year is 1995 and the streets of London are full of rude punks who call their elderly citizens bad names and steal their walking sticks and all sorts of naughty, nasty things. And people are now so concerned about losing their walking sticks that they have decided to stay indoor. Joe Blade is called to the rescue, and his task is to rescue 16 citizens even, which have for some bizarre reason decided to go out anyway and now are trapped by the naughty punks. And he also has to defeat around 60 punks. The way he defeats the punks, because all of them are apparently armored, so he can't punch or kick them because it wouldn't do any damage, so what he needs to do is to jump kick them in the face, which is done by just jumping. And once they are defeated, they will explode in a puff of puff, and the 200-point marker will be bouncing up and down very happily. And of course, only by picking that 200-point marker up will you actually gain the 200 points. But the citizens, you can always recognize them because they look like individuals in raincoats or trench coats or whatever. They're bluish in nature, and once you run into them, you have to complete a minigame, of which there are 4 with its variations of the same minigame. You basically have to line up the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4, and depending on the minigame it can be more or less annoying to do. And once you have successfully completed that sequence, you have released the citizen from the naughty punk's naughtiness. When it comes to the graphical side of things, the graphics side is surprisingly decent on this game. The level of detail for a cheap range game is definitely not bad, and the characters, whether they are Joe Blade himself or the enemies, they are surprisingly large shaped, or large in size, I should probably say, and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff, which is very heavily influenced by reminding people of who the publisher is of this game. But the graphical style is very clean, and it works very well, all things considered. The animation is smooth for a game of this type, and graphically I think this game is perfectly fine, okay, serviceable, all that kind of stuff I usually say. When it comes to the sound design, there are no sound effects in this game at all. So you only have the music, and the title music is a bit but the in-game music is not half bad, and the spoiler is most likely the highlight of this game. The controls are fine, left to move left, right to move right, and press fire button to jump. And of course only by placing your character's feet in the enemy's head can you actually knock them out. And there's no counter for the enemies defeated, but I will cover that shortly. Controls, spot on. Hit detection, all that kind of stuff, which probably belongs more to the graphical side, but no issues whatsoever. So, let us talk gameplay. Yeah. Let's cover the interface, so I'll get it out of the way. At the very top of the screen, there's a title cycling saying Go Play 2. No, okay, you didn't need to know that. Sorry. Anyway, top of the screen, you have a timer, and you start the game with 10 minutes, and of course, it will run down, but you can find clocks which will reset the timer to 10 minutes. And then to the right of that, you have men, which is amount of citizens you have rescued from their ill-fated fate. Bottom left, you have the indicator of which minigame is next in line, number 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it will rotate. So once you have freed 4 citizens, you will go back to the first minigame. So to the right of that, you have keys and bins. Certain doors are locked and only by having keys can you go through them, but keys is a non-issue. I cannot imagine anyone ever running out of keys. And the bins. Once you gather 5 bins, you are awarded 500 points and 10 extra keys. Underneath that, you have your score, which goes up when you increase your score, which is hardly surprising to anyone who's ever played a computer game in their life. The gameplay itself is very simple. You jump in the face of the punks to knock them out, and you rescue the citizens. There are technically 2 fail states available. One of them is not relevant, and that's running out of time. You should find clocks to reset the time long before that ever has a chance to happen. But the other option is to fail one of the minigames, and they're not difficult, but because of the random nature, some of the numbers pop up in some of the minigames. It can sometimes be a bit tight for time, but it's hardly challenging line numbers of 1, 2, 3, and 4. I played this game many years ago, very briefly, because it didn't really appeal to me, but my brother took a liking to it, and he managed to complete the game. For the purpose of making this video, I also managed to complete this game on the 2nd attempt. Not all the games I cover can truly be winners, and this is very easy and very simple. Despite that, it's not bad, it just doesn't offer an awful lot of gameplay enjoyment, and the highlight is definitely the music. And then, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.